Welcome to Build Simple. Probably wondering where to begin. So the very first place you want to start is here, called Projects. And to add a project, simply come to the top left right hand corner, click Add Project. And this one will show a title, Build Simple Test for the demonstration. This will be a custom home and the status of the job. So right now we can say we're in tender phase, or the job is active or open. Let's go tender. We don't know the contract price or permit numbers at this stage. The street name, street name. Happy with that. And the project likely start date. If you do happen to know, if it was, you could just click the 3rd of August. And you can always change this later in case the start date is actually later. You can nominate a color code for the project just to help understand, and our standard workday. So I always like to include the Saturday because some trades do work the Saturday and it's easier to have it in place, I find. So that's in default already. If you want to remove the Saturday, just unclick it and it is removed. Then we click Save. So the very first thing you like to probably do is add all your documents into that project. So you go to storage. As it comes through, got a number of projects. We can search your project here, Build Simple Test, and it's already created these default folders. So plans, you want to change your color folder, simply right click, and it comes up the settings. Right click, rename, and call this one Supplier Trade Quotes. And I might want to change this color folder to be red. All your folders are here. Certificates, which is real handy, and photos and video. So one thing to note, all the folders do have the capacity to add photos and video. So if you're on the desktop version, just press upload file and click here, upload the file, whatever you see fit. I said trade quote, to be honest. We'll upload file. Want a photo, click on here, put in your photos, and you can add a photo. Simple as that. The good thing is too, with the storage, if you're on site, you can actually take a photo and a video from your phone. So click on to the folder, open it up, and it'll say in one of these little boxes, photo, video, or video directly in the folder on the app. That way your phone itself is not going to get full of all these work photos. You can actually save it directly to the folder and not saved on your phone. Save straight up to cloud and the database here. Super easy to navigate. And within the app too, if you've got all your plans on the app, open up on your phone and draw them into one place. Super easy, super to navigate, and honestly one of my favorite features in Build Simple. Then you probably want to go to your estimate details. So here's the new one we just made here, Build Simple Test. Click on this, comes up to the first cover page here, where you can type of customer's details, type of building. You honestly don't need to fill any details in here, to be honest. The first thing most customers want to be doing is going to your plans and takeoffs. So you simply upload a plan from here, find a job we want to upload the working drawings, and next. Now we're into the project. We can rename and rescale. So you'll notice on this left-hand side here, it all says not scaled. There's two ways you can do it. You can find the scale on the plan, which in this case is 1 to 200 for this one page. With the ruler where it says rescale, 1 to 200, and you apply to all plans or this page only. I'm going to apply to this page only because I know this site plan actually going to be a different scale from our working drawing. But yeah, scale 1 to 100. Go rescale 1 to 100. Apply to this page only. Perfect. First thing I always advise, just double test scale is correct in case the plan is off for whatever reason. The very first thing you want to do is go add category. Deeply call this one test. And then add our measurements. So test linear meters. And here's all our little tools. So you got the linear meter tool, the square meter tool, which is a polygon. That means you can do any shape you like. Then we've got the square meter tool as a square. So you've got a perfectly square room, like such as a bedroom. You can use this one. And you've got the counting tool. So you can count everything one by one. So if you've got a number of stumps on the job, there might be 20 or 30 stumps there. Grab the counter tool and count them up. But for this exercise, let's go to our ruler. Test this measurement out, make sure we're happy with it. And zoom in. 4865, 4866. And that's because I'm slightly out with my measurement. So we know the scale is right. And the good thing too, if you make a few mistakes, like such, click delete, delete, delete. Simple as that. Then once we're into our house, we can test all our tools out for this demonstration. So we want to add the garage meter square. We know it's a perfect shaped rectangle, so we can actually use our square meter rectangle tool. Zoom into the corner. I'm using my mouse to zoom in and out. And if you click and hold the screen, the tool doesn't activate, so you can actually drag plans around like so. Go to my internal corner, all I do is click again. Perfect. 63.03 square meters. Save changes. And then if we get a room such as the bathroom, you want floor tiles perfect, for instance, and maybe this vanity goes to the floor, we can want the square of the bathroom. This time we'll use our polygon square meter tool. It's going to be square meters, which is what I want, but obviously it's going to be a funny shape room. I want to go around a few walls. This one we can change the color to be blue rather than red, because we want to differentiate between the colors. All you do is simply just click, click, click. Now we have 5.77 square meters. Save. And there it is, different color. But it's as simple as that. And as you can populate all the way through, say I don't want to see this one highlighted in red, it's annoying me, I can just press the little close the eye button and it sort of disappears. There we go. If we want to go back to the measurement to check anything, all you simply do is click on this takeoff tool. It'll take me straight back to where we were before. And now it's getting the ensuite, which is exactly what you're going to do. You just want to focus on this one target. Another thing I like to do is get all the square meters around the dwelling. So we can go the perimeter. I want this to be in yellow. And it's so quick and easy just to navigate right around. Like we, at our business now, just pump out quotes in half a minute time, having this software and tools. It's just so easy to navigate all your quantities, etc. That the total perimeter of the dwelling, 106 linear meters. Save this, and you just keep populating your schedule as you see. If you want to do bricks on the outside of the dwelling, let's say, or in here, let's scale the plan first. I'm not looking hard enough. So the best way we can do is rescale. At the top here, we'll go custom scaling. Find a nice measurement, such as this one, 2700. Okay. Right, 100, and it's 1 to 100. Apply to this page only, and then on affect the other scale. As we drag forward, so we want to get the square meters, triangle sort of window here, and a big window. You start a new category, and call this one external cladding, save, and the topic can be install render, and So we can use our polygon tool for our takeoff. Click. And for this instance, let's just click over the windows to make things a bit smoother. And we've got the entire takeoff completed now. But obviously we want to delete our window. So the easiest way to do that, grab a pair of scissors, a deduction tool. And there we have it. It's already deducted 1.16 square meters and 7.63 square meters to give us a total of 8.19. So that, and that part's done. Just keep following the process all the way through to get your takeoff done in minimal amount of time. Now let's close this now and we can go to our costings. So when you come into your costings page, you probably advise making your own template once you start, whether you specialize in knockdown rebuild or you're a framer or bricklayer, you create your own template. But for now, it's defaulted to scratch. Let's add a template from your library. So this library is already pre-made. You can easily add your new categories up above here. But build test, add a category, and the category is created further down here. And then you can add custom line items. But most line items are already pre-filled here. So for this example, now prelims, we can click on prelims, it'll tick every prelim highlighted. Or in this case, we on a few prelims. Example, overheads, we've got 6 items selected. And you just work through your items you want on your spreadsheet. Through concrete. And you can see as you're working through your topics, you click on the appropriate topics you like. Joinery, cabinets, wardrobes, and just select all the items you want. In this case, we've got 18 items selected. Press add, and there we have it. These all the items we pre-populated. And drag and drop these around in order if you like to be filled in. And then once you're in your prelims, click on this, type in building permits details on the equal cost 300. And then we've got our markup just here. So you can mark up here, whatever you like, and it'll mark up everything in prelims only. Most people want to add the whole quote. So at the top right hand corner here, apply markup to entire quote. But 20%, apply all. Then every other line item we already mark up as 20%. If you have your trade quotes already, so we had a quote from 3,400 for our building surveyor, we can add the quote just in this part here. So upload your quote and you can upload your invoice onto the project live. Click on here and upload quote is necessary. And it's kept there forever. So it's got its own sort of internal storage. So not the worst filtering through spreadsheets trying to find the actual trade quote. Let's say during the project, for this example, say the building firm will get issued, which doesn't happen, in 2 parts. I might send a $1,000 invoice to assess the building permit before they invoice the whole lot. Go to add expenses. They either connect it through Xero or manually type it in. Progress claim, $1,000, and expense. As you can see, it had our original price of $3,400 plus the GST. So it's ignoring our margin and GST on our margin. And so I need to stick into the actual trade quote of 3,740 inclusive GST. We've spent $1,000 to date. So our forecast remaining spend is $2,740 for that line item. Again, it's excluding our margin and our GST on them. This way, you have a live with work in progress. So you know exactly where you stand on the job, how much you're left to remain. In this particular case, let's say for some reason the building permit was nice and cheap and they didn't want to invoice this last $2,740. You can click finalize, finalize, and right now our letting gain, this line item, is $2,740. say you made a mistake, just unclick this, add another expense. Let's say it's $4,000, just charge some whack fee you're not aware of. Come in at $4,000. Net expense. So right now, our forecast to spend, it's already gone above our forecast to spend, if no more. Click finalize, and it says now we've lost $1,260 on this one line item. This way you can track your entire job from start to finish, and you know where you've made money and lost money as a fielder. Over here is like your overhead calculator. Every company is unique. So if you know your actual overhead costs in this, for instance, it's called your overhead cost $200,000. You're going to be working across for, say, 7 projects. And you can allocate these per project. So it's 7 divided by 200. You'll know your overhead cost will be $28,517. How do you do it by contract weight? You have to add your contract values one by one. But for this example, let's just go there. So we know for this particular project, we should be adding this $28,571 as our company specifications. Here you can literally upload doors, external cladding, roof and gutter, wherever you see fit. And you can add a category just here, add, and your simple test category is here. Upload an attachment. Appear an attachment below, so it's saved there forever. Super handy, especially with fixtures and fittings, your heating and cooling. If you have a markup from your trade, heating and cooling, then you can upload your trade layout. So you go to a previous project we've got here, and deck by clarity. Once it loads up, next you have a diagram of fill clay. Calculators, things all stated on here. Some be work out some concrete quantity or concrete slab holes. It's all just in here. Probably other annual unbox of stairs, total height of a staircase, 400 meters. It will just tell us right away the number of treads, the rise and run, the idea of height, it's 157. Could you add an extra riser, could do 156. Yeah. Delete the riser if you want 179. It gives you a couple of alternatives to make your staircase. And here's the formula down below, how we come to that. This is a quick brief overview. Thank you for joining me. Reach out for a demo or anything else you need help with. Thank you.